Welcome to another episode on Habits of Stoics. Today we're diving deep into a topic that hits home for many of us. The harsh realization that someone close to you doesn't truly care about you, or worse, that you are merely a means to an end for them. It's a painful experience investing your time, energy, and trust in cultivating a relationship only to wake up one day and see it for what it truly is, hollow and meaningless. But there's a way to protect yourself from this, and it lies in recognizing the actions that reveal someone's true intentions. In today's journey of self-discovery through Stoicism, we'll explore these revealing attitudes. These aren't just behaviors to look out for, they're tests of our Stoic resolve. We're going to delve into 10 attitudes that show when someone is using you without caring for you. From broken promises to emotional manipulation, we'll dissect these behaviors not to dwell on them, but to understand how we as Stoics can respond with wisdom and strength. How do you recognize when someone is using you? What are the signs of a one-sided relationship where care and concern are absent? These are crucial questions, and today we'll find the answers. But more importantly, we'll discuss how to maintain your inner tranquility and self-respect in the face of such attitudes. Before we start, I challenge you to stay tuned until the end. Don't miss any of the insights we're about to share. Join me on this journey to discover the secret to a Stoic life, a life where stillness, steadfastness, and wisdom are the guiding lighthouses. And if you make it through this challenge, leave a comment to let us know you were here, embarking on this meaningful and profound journey with us today. Subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos every week. Now let's explore the first sign that someone only uses you and doesn't care about you: the failure to fulfill promises. Have you ever placed your trust in someone's promise only to be left waiting as that promise fades into oblivion? The weight of disappointment anchors your heart, pulling it into the depths of disillusionment. This is the plight many face when others fail to fulfill their promises. But what wisdom can Stoicism offer us in these moments of betrayal? Imagine walking the ancient streets of Rome, where a Stoic philosopher encountered a similar betrayal. He had lent a sum of money to a trusted friend who promised to return it on a set date. However, when the day arrived, the friend was nowhere to be found. Rather than succumbing to anger or despair, the philosopher turned inward, reflecting on the teachings of Stoicism. He asked himself, "What is within my control?" Let's apply this to our own lives. When someone breaks a promise to you, do you let it disrupt your inner peace, or do you remember that their actions are beyond your control, while your response is not? Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what we can change and what we must accept. Can you recall a time when you practiced this distinction? How did it feel to release the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable? The Stoic philosopher in our story realized that while he could not control his friend's actions, he could control his reaction. He chose understanding over resentment, seeing the broken promise as an opportunity to strengthen his resilience and independence. So I invite you to ponder this. The next time someone fails to keep a promise to you, how will you respond? Will you allow their actions to disturb your tranquility, or will you, like the Stoic, find strength in what you can control: your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions in the grand theater of life? We are the masters of our inner stage. Let the unkempt promises of others be but fleeting shadows while you remain the steadfast light shining with the wisdom of Stoicism. Sign 2. Disregard for your needs or feelings. Imagine a small, bustling village in ancient Greece where a young man pours his heart and soul into helping a friend in need. Despite his earnest efforts and genuine care, his friend continually disregards his feelings and needs, taking his kindness for granted. The neglected friend feels a growing turmoil inside. Now let me ask you, have you ever felt unseen or unappreciated by someone you've devoted your time and energy to? This story isn't just ancient history, it's a mirror reflecting our own experiences today. When someone treats your generosity as a given, ignoring your feelings and needs, it's like a sharp wind that tries to extinguish your inner flame. But here's where Stoic wisdom shines a guiding light. Your inner flame, your dignity, and your self-worth remain untouched and unharmed unless you allow them to be. Think about a time when you felt someone took your efforts for granted. How did you respond? Did you let their indifference dim your light? Or did you find strength in your self-worth independent of their acknowledgement? Stoicism enlightens us with the understanding that our happiness and peace are not dependent on the whims and attentions of others. If someone overlooks your needs and feelings, remember it is a reflection of their character, not a measure of your value. How empowering is it to realize that you have the choice to not let another's disregard disturb your tranquility? Now envision a future scenario where you might face such disregard again. Armed with stoic resilience, you see the situation with clarity and composure. You acknowledge their behavior without letting it unsettle your peace, maintaining your dignity and self-respect as we journey through our lives. Let us carry with us the stoic armor that shields our inner peace from the disregard of others. Let us remember that our self-worth is a fortress impervious to the neglect or indifference of those around us. In this steadfast state, we find not just tranquility, but profound freedom, the freedom to choose our response, uphold our values, and live with unwavering serenity amidst the unpredictable tides of human relationships. Sign 3. Diminishing or disdainful comments. The famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." So let's talk about something we've all faced at one time or another. Those cutting, diminishing comments from someone who seems to only take from us without a shred of care in return. Picture this. You're sharing your thoughts or achievements, and someone just brushes them off or, worse, mocks them. It's like they're trying to diminish your light to make it seem less bright. But here's a Stoic twist for you. Their words, their disdain, it's all outside of your control. What you can control, however, is your reaction. Now imagine you're a seasoned Stoic in ancient Rome, where public opinion was everything. If someone threw disdainful remarks your way, would you let it shake your foundation? No, you would remember that your worth isn't determined by their words. Your worth is something you carry within, unassailable and purely yours. So when you encounter someone who's using you, not caring about your feelings, and they toss those diminishing comments your way, ask yourself, why give them the power to disturb my peace? Think about it. They throw words at you trying to get a rise, but you choose not to give them that power. You choose to respond with equanimity and poise. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It's a practice, a daily moment-to-moment practice. Next time you face this situation, take a breath. Remember, you're the captain of your soul, the master of your thoughts. You can choose not to let their words penetrate your armor. By doing so, you will always be calm and steadfast in the face of all the negative comments you have to receive. That is also the wonderful human value that Stoicism wants you to be aware of. It's about recognizing what's in your control and what's not, and choosing to focus your energy on the former. So the next time someone's words aim to belittle you, smile, nod, and remember, their opinions are just that. Opinions, not definitions of your reality. You are the architect of your inner landscape. Build it strong. Build it with Stoic wisdom. Sign 4. Absence in critical moments. Imagine you're in the middle of a storm, metaphorically speaking, and you turn around expecting to see a friend there with you, weathering the storm together. But when you look, there's no one. They've left you to face the tempest alone. This scenario isn't just a test of your endurance, it's a profound moment for self-discovery and growth. Now let's delve into a bit of Stoic wisdom here. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' actions, like someone being absent when we need them most, we can control our responses. Your friend's absence, it's outside your control. Your reaction, your emotions, your inner peace, that's all you. Think about a time when someone wasn't there for you. Did you feel let down? Of course, that's natural. But let's see what Stoicism suggests we do with these experiences. Stoicism teaches us a powerful lesson. Our inner peace and resilience should not depend on others' presence or actions. So when you next find yourself alone in a challenging moment, remember that you possess a well of inner strength. Ask yourself, what can I control here? You can't control others' actions, but you can control your response, your determination, and your presence in your life. This stoic approach doesn't mean you become an island indifferent to others. Rather, it's about recognizing what's truly within your power. It's about fortifying your mind and soul with the knowledge that your strength is not reliant on anyone else's presence or validation. Let's go back to our metaphorical storm. Picture yourself alone, standing firm against the winds, not because you're invulnerable to the pain of abandonment, but because you've cultivated an inner resolve that no external force can shake. This is the essence of Stoicism, the ability to find peace within yourself even when the world around you feels uncertain and unreliable. In moments of solitude, especially when you expect support, embrace the opportunity for self-reflection. What has this experience taught you about your resilience? How can you use this moment to strengthen your independence and inner peace? Remember, the absence of others doesn't diminish your worth or your capacity to face life's challenges. Here's a stoic practice for you to consider. When you find yourself feeling alone in a difficult situation, take a few moments to meditate on what is within your control. Breathe deeply, ground yourself in the present, and affirm your own strength. Visualize yourself standing strong like an ancient oak tree whose roots run deep. The wind may howl, the rain may pour, but you remain steadfast, unyielding, and centered. And when the storm passes, and it will, reflect on how you've grown through the experience. You've learned that you can face challenges head-on, not because you're indifferent to the support of others, but because you've developed a self-sufficiency that is the cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. So the next time someone is absent when you need them most, remember that their absence does not define your strength. Your strength is something you cultivate within, through your thoughts, your actions, and your commitment to living a life of virtue and wisdom. And with this mindset, you'll find that no storm, no matter how fierce, can ever uproot you. If you've watched the video so far, I believe you are going through a rough patch in your life. Or maybe you want to broaden your horizon about Stoicism. Anyway, I will be very grateful if you give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel to get all the helpful resources you need to follow these eye-opening lessons in your life. Now let's tackle another insidious behavior that reveals someone may be using you: guilt manipulation. Have you ever had someone twist a situation, making you feel responsible for their emotions, their actions, or even their misfortunes? This is a classic tactic of manipulation, where someone uses guilt as a tool to control you. Imagine being in ancient Athens, where a philosopher observes a friend trying to guilt trip him into doing something he knows isn't right. The philosopher, rooted in Stoic principles, recognizes this manipulation for what it is: a test of his integrity and wisdom. How often have you found yourself in a similar situation? Perhaps someone said, "If you really cared about me, you would do this," or "I can't believe you're letting me down." It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling obligated to act against your better judgment out of a sense of guilt. But here's the Stoic perspective: no one can make you feel anything unless you allow them to. When someone tries to manipulate you with guilt, it's crucial to step back and analyze the situation with a Stoic lens. What are they trying to achieve? Is their goal aligned with your values and principles? If not, then the answer is clear. Do not allow their manipulation to sway you from your path. Let's practice this mindset the next time someone tries to guilt you into doing something. Pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I acting out of a sense of duty and virtue, or am I being manipulated? If it's the latter, then remember that you have the power to say no, to stand firm in your convictions, and to protect your inner peace. Here's a Stoic exercise to help with this. Whenever you sense guilt being used against you, visualize a protective barrier around your mind. an unbreachable wall that keeps manipulation at bay. Within this wall, you hold your values, your sense of justice, and your commitment to living a life of integrity. No one's words, no matter how persuasive, can penetrate this wall unless you allow them to. And let's not forget, Stoicism teaches us that it's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your well-being and your principles over someone else's manipulative tactics. By doing so, you not only protect your peace but also set boundaries that prevent others from taking advantage of your kindness and empathy. So the next time someone tries to guilt you into something, stand tall. Respond not with anger or resentment, but with calm, clear, and firm resolve. Let them know that your actions are guided by reason, not by manipulation. In this way, you maintain your stoic poise, protect your integrity, and reinforce your commitment to living a virtuous life. Sign 6. Only available when they need something. Let's talk about the kind of person who only seems to show up when they need something from you. You know the type. When everything is going well for them, they're distant, maybe even absent. But the moment they need a favor, they're right there, full of flattery and false concern. This is another clear sign that someone is using you, and recognizing it is key to protecting your peace. Imagine you're a Roman senator, respected and admired, but only approached by certain people when they need your influence or wealth. The Stoic response here isn't to get angry or bitter, but to see these interactions for what they are, transactions devoid of true friendship or care. How often have you been in a situation where someone who rarely reaches out suddenly needs something from you? Perhaps a call for help, a favor, or even just your time and attention. And once they get what they want, they vanish, leaving you feeling used and unappreciated. This pattern can be draining and disheartening, but Stoicism offers us a way to navigate these situations with clarity and composure. The first step is to recognize the pattern without judgment. Not everyone who seeks your help is trying to use you, but when you notice that someone is only around when they need something, it's important to take a step back and assess the relationship. Are you truly valued for who you are, or merely for what you can provide? Stoicism encourages us to set boundaries not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom. You have the right to protect your energy and your resources, especially from those who take without giving anything in return. This doesn't mean you stop helping others, but rather that you help with discernment, choosing to give where there is mutual respect and appreciation. Next time someone who rarely engages with you suddenly asks for something, pause. Reflect on the nature of the relationship. Are they contributing to your life in any meaningful way, or is this another one-sided transaction? If it feels like the latter, it's perfectly okay to say no, or to ask yourself whether this is a request you truly want to fulfill. Consider this Stoic exercise. Before responding to such a request, take a moment to meditate on the principles of justice and fairness. Ask yourself, is this a just exchange? Am I being treated fairly? If the answer is no, then allow yourself to decline with grace. You are not obligated to give of yourself endlessly, especially to those who only take. By setting these boundaries, you honor your own worth and protect your peace. You ensure that your acts of kindness and generosity are genuine, not coerced or exploited, and in doing so, you cultivate relationships that are based on mutual respect rather than one-sided dependency. Remember, true friends and meaningful relationships are those where there is balance, a give and take that respects each person's boundaries and needs. Through the lens of Stoicism, we can navigate these dynamics with wisdom, maintaining our inner peace and integrity no matter how others choose to act. Finally, let's discuss one of the most telling signs that someone is using you, their lack of empathy or understanding. A person who truly cares about you will make an effort to understand your feelings, to empathize with your struggles, and to offer support when you need it. But when someone consistently shows little to no interest in your emotions, your experiences, or your well-being, it's a clear indicator that they may be using you. Imagine a Stoic philosopher in the midst of a bustling marketplace. surrounded by people who are too busy with their own lives to notice the quiet struggles of others. The philosopher remains calm, not because he is indifferent to the suffering of others, but because he knows that true empathy requires more than just a passing glance. It requires deep, sincere concern. In your own life, you might encounter people who seem indifferent to your challenges. Perhaps you've shared something important with them only to receive a dismissive or uninterested response. This lack of empathy can be hurtful, but it's also a sign that this person may not have your best interests at heart. Stoicism teaches us to recognize these moments as opportunities to reassess our relationships. Are you surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about you? Or are you investing your energy in those who only see you as a means to an end? When you find yourself in such a situation, pause and reflect. Are you being valued for who you are, or merely for what you can provide? If you feel a consistent lack of empathy or understanding from someone, it may be time to reevaluate the role they play in your life. Stoic wisdom encourages us to seek relationships where there is mutual respect and understanding, where empathy flows freely in both directions. You deserve to be surrounded by people who care about your well-being, who take the time to understand your struggles, and who offer support without expecting anything in return. If you're dealing with someone who consistently shows a lack of empathy, consider this Stoic approach. Focus on cultivating relationships with those who uplift and support you. Spend less time on those who drain your energy and more on those who enrich your life. You have the power to choose who you allow into your inner circle. By being mindful of the signs that someone is using you, you can protect your peace, preserve your energy, and build relationships that are based on genuine care and mutual respect. These are just a few signs that someone might be using you, and Stoicism provides us with powerful tools to recognize and address them. By applying the principles of Stoicism, you can navigate these challenging situations with wisdom, strength, and a deep sense of inner peace. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who might need it. Subscribe to the channel for more such videos and daily wisdom in the community center to keep you motivated throughout the day.